Plants reproduce by their vegetative parts. So some plants vegetative parts takes part in the reproduction, in the process of reproduction. This is known as simplest method of reproduction. And vegetative parts means the root, stem, leaves, all these parts are known as the vegetative parts of plants. So vegetative parts include the root, stems and leaves. Vegetative parts includes roots, stems and leaves, and in few plants we are using roots also vegetable, stems also vegetable, leaves also used as vegetable. So all these are collectively known as the vegetative parts. So some plants, if I will take into consideration the roots, dahlia and sweet potato, the roots bear the buds. In plants like dahlia and sweet potato, the roots are having the buds. When the roots are planted in the soils, new plants are produced. So like root, stem also can be used to grow to a new shoot. The example, like you can take ginger, potato, onion, turmeric and banana. These are underground stems. When you plant these stems in the soil, new plants grow from these buds, because stems are able to bear nodes, internodes, leaves and buds. So when buds are coming, these buds are growing to new shoots. So stems are able to bear nodes, internodes, leaves and buds. So leaves you know, buds also you know. Now you might have a confusion what is node and internode. So node and internode is so the stems are able to bear nodes, internodes, leaves and buds. So nodes means the point of attachment to the leaves. The point where the leaves are coming, the point of attachment to the leaves, that is known as node. And internode, the distance between the two nodes, that is called internode. So these buds on the stems, from the stem, these buds are able to grow to a new shoot or new plant is growing. For example, you can take ginger, potato, onion, turmeric, banana. All these are underground stems. Similarly, leaves, when you will take some plants such as leaves of some plants such as bryophyllum is there. These produce buds in their margin. You might have seen that some leaves are there in the margin of that leaves, small buds are growing. These buds grow into new plants either when the leaves fall off from the parent plant or sometimes even when it is still attached. So here leaves margins are containing having little buds. So these buds are able to grow to a new plants. So this is all about vegetative parts. Vegetative parts includes roots, stem and leaves. Some plants roots are able to bear buds. So when we plant these roots in the soil, we can get a new plant. Similarly, some plants stems, underground stems, that is ginger, onion, all these stems are able to bear nodes, internodes, leaves and buds. When these buds are planted in the soil, we can grow these buds are able to grow into a new shoots and we can get a new plant. So again, some of the plants leaves are also having buds, means on the margin of the leaves buds are produced. So this type of leaves, from this type of leaves we can get a new plant. This type of leaves can grow to a new plant either when the leaves fall off from the parent plant, or sometimes even when it is still attached, it is able to grow. So now is artificial vegetative reproduction. So now man has developed a few methods of artificial reproduction, that is artificial vegetative reproduction. So among them we will discuss about two methods, that is stem cutting and grafting. We will discuss about now only two methods. So stem cutting and grafting. Stem cutting means the name itself is indicating that many plants we are cutting the stems into small pieces like sugar cane, hibiscus, rosemary. So in these plants we are cutting the stems into small pieces. These stem cuttings have buds on them. These buds grow up to new shoots. So that is why this is called stem cutting, because we can grow a new shoot or we can grow a new plant by using the stem. We can cut the stem into small pieces, and by using the stem we can grow a new plants, because the stem cuttings have buds on them and these buds grow up into new shoots. That is why it is called stem cutting. Example, you can take sugar cane, rosemary, hibiscus. So this is stem cutting. Next is our grafting. Grafting takes place like rose, you can take mango, guava. All these are examples of grafting. In this grafting, A desired variety of fruit or flower is taken and it is intimately fixed or grafted into a shoot of another plant. Means in a grafting, a desired variety of fruits or flower is intimately fixed to the shoot of another plant. When these two shoots unite, the fruits and flowers are produced on the new shoot, and this process is called grafting. So grafting means the process in which the desired variety of fruits or flowers are intimately fixed onto the shoot of another plant. That process is called grafting. When the two shoots unite, a new shoot is formed, in that the flowers and fruits are produced. So here you can take the examples are rose, mango, guava. All these can produced by the process of grafting. So these two are now you are studying about only two methods, that is stem cutting and grafting, that is going under artificial vegetative reproduction. In the stem cutting we are cutting the stems and using to grow to a new plants, and in grafting the desired variety of shoot is fixed to another shoot. That time that process is called grafting. A shoot of another plant, that time that process is called grafting. Now is reproduction in non-flowering plants. That plants that do not have flowers, how they are reproducing. I had told you before only that reproduction non-flowering plants, they reproduce spores. The plants that don't have flowers, or the plants that are not able to produce flowers, they are called non-flowering plants, and they produce spores instead of flowers. So these plants, they produce spores instead of flowers. So these spores are produced by these plants instead of flowers, and these spores are dispersed by wind. Under favorable conditions, these spores grow into a new plants. So when these spores are produced, these spores are very light and they can be easily dispersed by wind. So here the spores are very light and easily dispersed by wind. So when they are dispersing by wind and under favorable conditions, when they got favorable conditions, they grow into new plant. Each spore can produce a new plant. So this is all about reproduction in plants, like flowering plants, non-flowering plants, or plants that reproduce by vegetative parts. So this is all about reproduction in plants. Read your book carefully, and next class I will upload question answers. So please write the question answers neat and clean in your copy.